So I saw this movie the other night called Between Two Worlds. It caught my eye because of the name, which I thought originally was a science fiction film. It was not. And also because of the stars. It had the guy Michael Chabon called the toughest Jew in cinema, John Garfield. One of my favorite, maybe my favorite, film noir is an old movie called Force of Evil, starring John Garfield. Paul Henried was also in it. The movie also had Sidney Greenstreet.
Can you tell us who did it?
Well, let's just say that Raph's career couldn't be killed by anyone, my friends.
I could watch Sidney Greenstreet forever. So I started watching it, and it ended up being about passengers on a ship who were being ferried between the land of the living and the land of the dead. Now, the passengers on the ship didn't know that they were dead yet. That was part of the reveal. They were going to be judged when they got there, whether they were going to go to heaven or whether they were going to go to hell. In the half hour or so that I watched this movie, it was able to deliver a pretty powerful and potent emotional punch in one scene, but for the rest of it, it had that all my circuits vibe. I thought the women were going to get the vapors, the men were all very serious.
You mustn't be afraid.
I'm not afraid. Not when I'm with you.
It ended up being a little bit touching, but of course it teased you with what would have been this sort of tragic, eternal sorrow ending, but I don't think they could have done that back then, so it ended up with a happy-ish ending, considering a boat full of dead people. It felt like they were trying to make an important film, like capital I, an important movie, and that tone, that earnestness, just didn't feel contemporary enough to hold my attention, though I did watch the whole thing.